All right, so this is my new grading model, and this model is designed to assess content retention instead of first to the finish line. So this first day, this test one, I call it test one. It's really a test in name only. And the reason I say that is because most people choose to do this in a group model. And truthfully, I love that idea because all I really want is a day where students have this heightened awareness to share what they know and then provide me information. So on this day, students can work by themselves if they want, but more often than not, I'm finding they want to work in groups of 2, 3, 4, and they want to access everyone's information. And on that day, they either get a 60 or an 80. They can't do worse than a 60, they can't do better than an 80. And that's a group model. And because no one can do better than an 80, there isn't much, students don't get upset because one person is contributing more than another person. It's just all what they're sharing. Now, 1 week later, again, content retention, 1 week later, now I do some individual stuff. And I do this in the form of one question. It could be sitting beside me or it could be a form of a piece of paper, just one question to show me that you've retained something that I wanted you to retain. If they pass it for the second time, now they get that 90 and the 80 gets erased. They could certainly pass it for the first time if they didn't pass it here, or they could not care and fail it again. But if they're gonna fail it, they're gonna fail it with a 60, so I give them an opportunity to recover later in the semester. And then the last one is test 3. This is 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, again, it's an individual test. And then this is where students can distinguish themselves with that 100. If they get their 100, then I replace that in the grade book. And this also allows students to tap out if they're not really interested in mastering the material. Maybe they're just interested in the math credit. I let them tap out whenever they want. They could say, no thanks, Mr. Wagner, I'm good after T1.